Hey everyone, my name's Rob. I'm going to take you through a low impact 30-minute session today. This session is great for anyone that is managing any kind of injuries, but also good for older adults and anyone that has mobility restrictions. Just a safety point, just make sure you choose the exercises that are appropriate for you and your fitness levels and your capabilities at the moment. In terms of our exercises, we'll go through just pretty much a light general stretch to start with, a main workout which will include some strength-based exercises, and then finish off with some nice gentle static stretches at the end. For this exercise session, you'll also just need a chair, but also a towel if you've got a towel around, just for some of our exercises today. So if you're ready, we're going to start with some nice gentle stretches to start with. So our first exercise, we're standing nice and tall first, feet roughly about hip width apart. We're going to start with some nice gentle peel downs first. So we're placing hands onto your thighs, and we're going to a nice gentle peel down to start with. So slowly reaching down where you feel comfortable, feeling a bit of a stretch through the back of the thighs, your hamstring muscles, holding where you feel comfortable, holding there for a few seconds, and gently raising back up. We're going to interlace fingers and press nice and tall towards ceiling, and we'll go into a nice gentle bend to your left, and a nice gentle bend to your right. Good. We're coming down once more, so nice slow reach down. Once more. Coming up nice and slow. Interlacing fingers, pressing towards ceiling. This time we're going to take a step back with your left leg, and we're going to go into a nice gentle bend to your right. Feeling a bit of a stretch through the side of the hip muscles, and holding there. And we'll switch across the other side, stepping back with the other leg. Slow bend to the other side, holding there for a few seconds. Good, and relax there. From here, we're going to straighten both hands nice and straight, make a fist with both hands, bending at elbows, placing second knuckles beside temple. We're going to go into a nice gentle open of the elbows, gently pushing back where that feels comfortable, keeping shoulders down, and then slowly coming back in. We'll move back nice and slow, holding for a few seconds, and gently back in. And once more, slowly moving back, holding for a few seconds, and gently coming back in. Next, we're going to take arms out wide. We'll move into our gentle arm circles moving forward. And we'll move into some large arm circles. Good. And we'll go backwards. So small arm circles starting, moving back. And some large arm circles moving back. And relax there. From there, we'll place hands on hips. We're going to some nice gentle hip rotation. So hip circles going clockwise to start. So starting with nice gentle circles to start. And we're going to some large hip circles. And then go the opposite way now. So small hip circles do anti-clockwise. And moving into some large hip circles. Great work. Relax there. Next, we're going to bring in your chair just to support your balance. So if you'd like to bring in your chair for your next exercise, holding onto the chair, we're moving into some nice gentle hip rotation. So for this exercise, raise your knee nice and high, rotating out and back down. Really warm at the hip joint, so raising nice and tall, rotating out and down. And two more this side, raising, rotate, down. And last one, raise, rotate and down. Now let's switch over to the other side. Let's go into a nice slow raise, rotate and down, raising, rotate, down, and last one, raise, rotate and down. Good work. And relax there. We're just going to move into just a gentle cardio-based exercise just to warm up the body before we move into our main workout. So we're just going to hands to knees to start. So hands to knees for the next 20 seconds. Just to warm up the body before we move into our main workout. You can also go elbow to knee if you want to make that slightly more difficult as an option. Good. And last 10 seconds. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and well done. If you do need a quick drink, more than welcome to grab a quick drink before we start our main exercise. All we need for our first two exercises is a towel and your chair. Our first exercise we're going to perform is a staggered stance sit stand. This exercise is great to work on some single leg strength. So for this exercise, we're going to sit on the chair to start with. We're going to have 1 foot back, 1 foot forward. For this exercise, the leg that's working majority of the time is the foot that's sitting closest to you. So for this exercise, either hands cross chest or hands on hips. We're going to a nice push off, standing nice and tall, tuck your pelvis, standing nice and tall, and slowly sitting back down on the chair. Raising tall, pushing off the leg muscles, and back down, nice control for the first exercise. If you find that's not comfortable in the knees, you can raise the seat slightly higher. So if you've got a pillow or something soft that you can pop on the chair, you can raise the chair a bit higher to make the exercise a bit more easier on the knees. For anyone that wants to challenge themselves, you can progress the exercise by just going to a nice gentle split squat, and you can go into a nice gentle bend on the knees, lowering down where that feels comfortable, and raise tall, slowly coming down, and raise tall as a progression. But I always just suggest everyone to start with the seated base option and see how that feels on the knees and feels out on the body. The next exercise we're moving into for this two circuit exercise circuit class, we're going to go into a rolled up towel version of a hip hinge with our curl and press. So with this exercise, we're starting by standing nice and tall, starting with a rolled up towel. We're moving into a nice slow hip hinge by slowly moving hips back nice and slow, lowering towel at the same time as you push hips back. So just below knees, we're going to raise tall, squeezing bottom, we're going to curl and press tall towards ceiling. So again, so slowly moving back, controlled, raise tall, curl, push press towards ceiling. If that doesn't feel comfortable, you can go to a chair base option. All I want you to do is slowly just go to a nice slow flex, so rolling towel across the front of your shins, raising tall, curl, push press, and back down. So slowly coming down, back tall, curl, push press for a seated base option. So ready to go, guys. We're going into 2 rounds of each exercise, 10 repetitions of each exercise. So we're going to start with our first sit to stand option, staggered stance exercise. So 1 foot back, 1 foot forward, either hands across chest or hands on hips. And let's go for 1 raise. So let's raise tall, pushing off, driving, squeezing bottom, coming back down nice and slow for 1. Let's go for 2. Driving tall, pushing off the back leg, driving tall, back down controlled. Let's go for 3. Raising tall, pushing off, squeezing bottom, back down slow. And 1 more. Raising tall, pushing tall, squeezing, and back controlled. We're going to perform the same exercise. This time we're just going to switch over to the other leg. So other leg back, other foot forward, hands across chest, and let's go for 1. Driving tall, standing tall, squeezing bottom, back down for 1. Really push off that back leg. Let's go for 2. Driving tall, pushing, squeezing, and down. We'll go for 3. Raise tall, hold, squeeze, down. We'll go for 4. Raise tall, push tall, hold, squeeze, down. And last one, let's go for 5. Raise tall, hold, squeeze, back down for 5. Well done, guys. That's 10 done for our exercise of the staggered stance. Let's go into the hip hinge with the curl and press. So we're rolling up the towel. You can also use a band if you've got some bands around your home. Let's go band, towel pretty much in front of hips. And let's go for 1. So slowly move your hips back, nice and slow. Really focus on your hip movement. Just below knees, coming up tall, squeezing bottom, curl, push press towards ceiling for 1. Let's go for 2. Control down, lower. Drive tall, curl, push press for 2. Let's go for 3. Slowly moving back, hips coming back. Controlled, drive tall, curl, press for 3. Let's go for 4. Slowly moving down. Controlled. Drive, tour, curl, press for 4. Let's go for 5. Slowly moving down. Drive, tour, curl, push, press for 5. Halfway, let's go for 6. Control back, lower, drive, tour, curl, press for 6. Let's go for 7. Control back, lower, up, tour, curl, press for 7. Couple more. Let's go for 8. Control down, lower, up, tour, curl, press for 8. And final 2. Let's go for 9. Control down, lower, up, tour, curl, push, press. And let's go for 10. Nice and slow. Control down, up, tour, curl, push, press for 10. Great work. Going for one more round of each exercise. Taking a seat again. 1 foot back, 1 foot forward. And we're ready. Let's go for 1. Let's drive tall, staying tall, squeezing bottom, down, control for 1. Let's go for 2. Raise tall, stand tall, down, control for 2. Let's go for 3. Raising, tall, back, down, control, final 2. Let's go for 4. Drive, tall, down, control for 4. And let's go for 5. Raising tall, hold, down, controlled for 5. Let's switch across to the other side. And let's go for 1. Raise tall, hold, down, controlled for 1. Let's go for 2. Driving tall, hold, down for 2. Good work. Let's go for 3. Raise tall, squeeze glutes, hold, down, 3. Let's go for 4. Raising tall, hold, squeeze, down for 4. And let's go for 5. Raising tall, hold, squeeze, and down for 5. Moving back into our hip hinge. Last exercise here before we have a bit of a break. Rolling up tail again. When we're ready, standing nice and tall, tail in front. And let's go for 1. Slowly moving back. Hips back, slowly, pause, drives, tucking pelvis, squeezing your glutes, curl, push, press, 1. Let's go for 2. Slowly moving back, controlled, lower, up tall, curl, push, press for 2. Let's go for 3. Slowly back, lower, up tall, curl, press for 3. We'll go for 4. Controlled, back, lower, up tall, curl, press for 4. Keep the trunk muscles nice and strong. Let's go for 5. Control down, lower, up tall, curl, press for 5. Nearly there, halfway. Let's go for 6. Slowly moving back. Control, up tall, curl, press for 6. Let's go for 7. Slowly moving back. Control, up tall, curl, press for 7. Let's go for 8. Control back, lower, up tall, curl, press for 8. Let's go for 9. Slowly, lower, controlled, up tall, curl, and press. And final 1, let's go for 10. Control down, lower, up tall, curl, press for 10. Great work, everyone. If you need a quick drink before we move into our next 2, grab a quick drink of water. Those who want to move into a stretch, you can move into a nice gentle hamstring stretch whilst you wait. So you can place heel on the floor, toe pointing nice and up towards ceiling, just gently pushing hips back. Both hands on mid-thigh, just gently holding there if you want to stretch out whilst you have a bit of a break before we move into our next 2. And same thing on the other side. Make sure you hold for about 15 to 20 seconds before you switch to the other side. For our next 2 exercises, we're moving into a stepping exercise with a forward press. So for this first exercise, we're going to use a towel for this first exercise. We're starting in a nice tall position. We're going to start with pretty much towel at mid-chest height. Soften the knees, hips slightly sitting back. We're just going to take a step out to the side and we're going to push forward, back in. Step to the side, push forward, back in. Step to the side, push forward, back in. And we're just going to step back to the opposite side. So performing 12 altogether for that exercise. Make sure we keep our stomach muscles nice and strong every time we step. Anyone doesn't feel comfortable moving side to side, you're more than welcome to go into a seated version where you take 1 step to the side, taking a seat back, and then step to the other side, back, and make sure we push forward also as an option. For the second exercise, we are actually going to some bridges. So if you like to, and if you're okay onto the floor, you can set up a mat or you can place your towel on the floor and go into a bridging base exercise. So for this exercise, we're pretty much lying flat on your back, keeping your knees 90 degrees, heels quite close to your bottom. Make sure the knees, hips, ankles are nice in a line, so not too close together, not too out too wide. Hands placed on the floor, and we're going to a nice slow raise of the hips, pushing up, tucking the pelvis, really focus on tucking the pelvis and squeezing your bottom muscles, and then slowly lowering back down and really strengthening the hip muscles with this exercise. Raising tall, squeezing, and back down slow. Anyone that doesn't feel comfortable on the floor, performing a very similar exercise, but we're just performing the exercise on the chair. So you're pretty much doing the exact same exercise, but sitting all the way back in your chair in a standing base option. So we're sitting all the way back. As we raise up, we're going to slowly tuck pelvis, squeezing bottom, and back, hips all the way back, down slow. Raising tall, tucking bottom, squeezing glutes, and back down slow for that second exercise. Good. So really just choose which option suits you best, so either on the floor or either in the chair for that second bridge base exercise. So either a lying bridge on the floor or a standing or seated, hip extension for that exercise. So we're ready to go. Let's go to our first exercise. So rolled up towel, starting at chest, mid-chest height, and we're ready. Soft knees, and let's take a step to the side to start with. So side step, press forward for 1. Let's go for 2. Side step, forward press. Let's go for 3. Side, pressing forward. Let's go back the other way. Step, core muscles on, forward press. Stepping, pressing forward. Step, forward press. Halfway, let's go. Step, push forward. Stepping, core muscles on, press. Step to the side, push forward. Last couple. Step, press forward. Stepping, press, and last one. Step, and press forward. Great work. Let's go into our bridge base exercise now. So choose either chair-based version or floor-based version. I'm going to perform the floor-based version. So lying flat if you're on the floor, sitting up all the way back if you're on the chair, knees in position, feet in position, hands by side. And let's go for 10 altogether. So let's go to a nice slow raise of the hips, tucking pelvis, squeezing bottom, and down controlled for 1. Let's go for 2. Raise tall, hold, squeeze, down control for 2. Let's go for 3. Raise tall, hold, squeeze, down control for 3. Let's go for 4. Raise tall, hold, squeeze, down for 4. Keep it up. Let's go for 5. Raise tall, hold, squeeze, down for 5. Halfway, let's go for 6. Raise tall, hold, squeeze, down for 6. Let's go for 7. Raise tall, hold, squeeze, down for 7. And the last couple, let's go for 8. Raise tall, hold, squeeze, down for 8. Let's go for 9. Raise tall, hold, squeeze, down for 9. And let's go for 10. Raise tall, hold, squeeze, down for 10. Great work. Going back into our previous exercise, one more round of each, back to the side steps of the press. And ready to go. Towel ready to go, and let's go for 1. Side step, pushing forward for 1. Let's go for 2. Side step, push forward. Let's go for 3. Side step, press forward. Back to the other side. Side step, push forward. Let's go for 4. Side and press. Let's go for 6. Side step, pressing forward. Halfway. Let's go for 7. Side step, pushing forward. Let's go for 8. Stepping and press. Let's go for 9. Step and press. Last couple. Let's go for 10. Step back, press. Let's go for 11. Step, pushing forward, and let's go for 12. Stepping and press. Good work. One more round of our bridges. Last one here. Back into our bridge position, either on the floor or chair. Feet ready to go. Hands ready. And let's go for 1. Let's raise tall, tuck pelvis, hold, squeeze, down, control for 1. Let's go for 2. Raise tall, tuck, hold, squeeze, down for 2, let's go for 3, raise tall, hold, squeeze, down, control for 3, let's go for 4, raise tall, hold, squeeze, down for 4, let's go for 5, raise tall, hold, squeeze, down for 5, nearly there, let's go for 6, raise tall, hold, squeeze, down for 6, let's go for 7, raise tall, hold, squeeze, down for 7, last couple, let's go for 8, raise tall, hold, squeeze, and down, let's go for 9, raising, hold, squeeze, and down, and let's go for 10, raising tall, hold, squeeze, and down for 10. Great work. That's done for our main workout, guys. If you need a quick drink of water before we move into some stretches, you can grab a quick drink of water. Otherwise, you can set up your mat for our stretches, where you can either place the mat on the floor and perform some floor-based stretches, or you can also stay in the chair if you'd like to perform some chair-based stretches. There would be variations for both exercises. So, we're ready to go. Our first stretch, we're moving into a 4-point position. So if we're on the floor, we're in a 4-point position on the floor. So hands directly under shoulders, knees directly under hips. If you're on the chair, you're performing the same exercise. So we're just placing hands directly under shoulders, feet directly under hips in this position, keeping a nice neutral spine. So if you're on the chair, you're following the same stretch. We're just focusing on some spine mobility. So we'll perform some cat-cows. So in this position, we're going to slowly draw in the belly button, or suck in the stomach, and around the lower back, round the upper shoulders, and tucking chin down. So pulling spine towards ceiling, pushing hands away from floor. Gently arching lower back, hips out, and looking forward. We're going to slowly round again, pushing away from the floor, and arch. And 2 more, rounding, and arching. And last one, rounding and arching. Good work. From this position now, we're just going to take our knees slightly back. We're going to sit our hips all the way back, extend our arms out nice and straight. Really just reaching arms nice and straight, stretching out the side of the upper back muscles, holding that position there. Guys on the chair, same exact exercise, just holding onto the chair, taking a couple of steps back, hips out, arms nice and straight, stretching out the upper back muscles and holding that position there. Good, and relax there. Next, we're going to rest stomach and chest to the floor. We're just going to roll onto your side for the next stretch. We're going to perform some open books. So this stretch, we're just going to start with knees bent 90 degrees, hands nice and straight in line with shoulders, and we're going to go into nice slow open of the arms all the way across to the other side of the floor, just going to where you feel comfortable, and all the way back nice and slow. So just trying to focus on keeping the arm nice and straight and getting the back of the hand to touch the floor if you can, or just going to where your mobility allows you to go. Good. We're going to do 5 on each side at your own pace. So take your time for these open books. Guys on the chair, we're going to perform the same exercise. The only difference is we're sitting on the chair, arms nice and straight. We're going to a nice slow rotation, turning your head at the same time. Back here nice and slow. So a nice slow rotation, back here nice and slow. So 5 on each side, just taking your time for that stretch. Really just opening up the chest muscles, stretching out the shoulder blades for that exercise. Good. Once you're ready, guys, and you finish your 5 on each side, just taking your time, we're going to roll onto your back for your next exercise. Go into a nice gentle lower back stretch first, so keeping your left leg nice and straight, bending your right knee, just gently taking that right knee across your body to a nice slow rotation, nice slow twist, holding that position there for the next few seconds, stretching out your lower back. If you're on the chair, we're going to a nice gentle twist while seated on the chair. So nice gentle twist, Holding that stretch there, stretching out the lower back muscles. Great, and let's switch across the other side, same stretch, just switching over to the other side and holding there for a few seconds. Next stretch we're going to move into is a hamstring stretch. So straightening one leg out nice and straight towards the ceiling. Both hands behind mid-thigh, just gently pulling back. Bottom leg nice and straight. Stretching out your hamstrings whilst lying on the floor. Eyes on the chair. Just sitting down, extending one leg out nice and straight. Heel on the floor, toe pointing on towards the ceiling. Both hands on mid-thigh. Just gently flexing forward, gently pushing down on the mid-thigh to increase the stretch. Otherwise, if you'd like to increase the stretch even further, you can slowly reach forward and just holding where you feel comfortable, stretching out the back of the thighs. And we'll switch across to the other side. Slow hamstring stretch, guys on the floor, leg nice and straight, both hands behind mid-thigh, just gently pulling back. If you're on the chair, nice gentle reach forward. Good. And when you're ready, if you're on the floor, we're sitting up nice and tall for your next stretch, just stretching out the inside of the thighs. So we're placing bottom of your feet together, gripping onto your ankles, just gently pulling back where that feels comfortable, placing inside of the elbows on the inside of the knees, and just gently pushing down where that feels comfortable, just opening up the knees, stretching out the inside of the thighs. Guys are seated, placing the bottom of your feet together, knees pointing out wide, just using the inside of the knees, so placing the hands on the inside of the knees, and just gently pushing out wide where you feel comfortable, stretching out the inside of the thighs and holding that position there. Good, and relax there. And once you're ready, standing back up nice and tall for your last stretch. We're just standing nice and tall for our calf stretch. So starting with your back leg nice and straight, front leg bent, toes pointing forward, heels nice and flat on the floor, keeping that back leg straight, bending the front knee, just gently shifting weight forward to increase the stretch through the calf. And let's just focus on breathing. So we're going to focus on a nice deep breath in through your nose and a big breath out through your mouth. Big breath in through your nose and a big breath out through your mouth. Good. And let's switch across to the other side. Same stretch, back leg straight, front leg bent, toes pointing forward, heels nice and flat, gently shifting your weight forward. Now let's go to a nice deep breath in through your nose, big breath out through your mouth. And once more, nice deep breath in through your nose and big breath out through your mouth. And relax there. And that's done for our session, everyone. Thanks for joining me for our session today, and I'll see you next time.